The next strategy we'll discuss is preventing falls. While this includes several solutions, the goal is to keep workers from reaching the fall hazard. In this video, we'll talk about the basics of guardrails, hole covers, and fall restraint systems. A guardrail system is a barrier set up to prevent people from falling off a side or an edge, and must be able to withstand 200 pounds of force applied in an outward or downward direction to the top rail. Here are the essential elements of a guardrail system: a top rail, mid-rail, supporting posts, and a toe board, also known as a kick plate. The top rail should be 42 inches high, plus or minus 3 inches. Your mid-rail should be installed midway between the top rail and walking working surface. It must be designed to withstand 150 pounds of force in a downward or outward direction. Both the top rail and mid-rail need to be at least 1/4 of an inch in thickness. If you're in a situation where objects such as tools or debris are nearby, you are required to install a toe board to prevent these objects from falling over the edge and hitting workers below. It must be at least 3.5 inches tall, can't be more than 1/4 of an inch above the walking working surface, and must be designed to withstand at least 50 pounds of force in a downward or outward direction. Before setting up your guardrail, please consider how you'll safely allow your workers to access the work area. The use of a gate or detachable chain are common methods to do this while minimizing the exposure to the fall. There are many types of guardrail systems. Some are portable while others are permanent. And not all guardrails look like the example here, as Oregon OSHA standards allow for certain alternative materials and designs. For more information, please reference the appropriate standard for your industry, whether that's Division 3, Subdivision M for construction activities, or Division 2, Subdivision D for general industry activities.
Guardrails can be very effective when used properly in fall protection, allowing us to set up a system that denies access to that edge. When a guardrail is set up, it requires very little training from the person who's using it. If I'm using it, when I walk along and I bump into a properly set up guardrail, as long as I don't crawl over the top of it, I've pretty much done exactly what that guardrail was intended to do. It has stopped me from being able to get over that edge. And we see guardrails set up in a lot of different industries. We see them on low slope roofs, on commercial roofs, to keep people protected when they're working around either skylights or around the mechanical utilities that are on top of the roof, or having to do maintenance out near the edge of the roof where they want to protect a worker but they don't want to have them in an active fall arrest system. We see them in general industry as well on things like heat treat ovens, in areas where workers may have to get up on top of large pieces of equipment, almost the size of a building inside of a building, and provide fall protection where there may not be any anchor points over the top of them, or they've just realized that a passive system like a guardrail is going to be a better option.
Hole covers are used to prevent falls by covering holes in floors, roofs, and other walking working surfaces. They need to be able to withstand, without failure, twice the weight of the employees, equipment, and material that might cross over. They also need to be color-coded or marked with the word hole or cover, and be secured when installed so that accidental displacement is not possible. Fall restraint is a personal fall protection system that prevents the employee from falling any distance. Its components are a body belt or body harness, an anchorage, connectors, and a lanyard. The lanyard acts as a leash, preventing the worker from reaching the leading edge. Anchors used with fall restraint need to be able to support 3,000 pounds per employee attached. If your anchorage is less than 3,000 pounds, a qualified person needs to design and install the anchor, determine if it has a safety factor of 2, and supervise the work being done.